Revenge.
Hey everyone, welcome back for a brand new video about that show that you just can't quit, The Walking Dead. Warning, beyond this point, there are spoilers for people who are not up to date on The Walking Dead television series and the comics.
Carl!
In this video, we're going to dive into the big mystery that happened during the second time jump this season. We're going to provide a really interesting new piece of evidence that opens up a lot of possibilities for the season finale and next season. We're going to recap the heartbreaking mid-season finale and talk about a special petition you just might want to sign. First, let's cover this big mystery and go over all the facts that we do know. 1. Michonne is now extremely wary of outsiders and generally doesn't want anything to do with the other communities. In fact, she hadn't been to the hilltop in so long she didn't even know Maggie was gone. The question about this point is, did someone new come in and hurt them, or did a fight happen amongst the communities? Second, Daryl and Michonne have X scars on their backs. Daryl seems to have 2, and some sort of equal sign or an 11 or something. Are these scars what someone did to them, some sort of brand, or did they do these scars to themselves as a reminder or pact for some sort of horrible act that they committed together? We think that it's possible they could have blamed Oceanside for Rick's death and voted to execute the Oceansiders.
People will find out. She's the last one.
The one thing that doesn't work with this theory is the fact that Daryl and Maggie contributed to the events that precipitated Rick's apparent demise. So if you kill everyone that started the situation, that means Maggie and Daryl too, although the Oceansiders did set the events into motion.
Rick's rules aren't the only rules. You showed us the way.
This could be why Michonne and Maggie no longer speak, and possibly why Daryl exiled himself after getting what he felt was justice for Rick's presumed death. Third, we want to talk about the one flashback shot in the trailer for the second half of Season 9. It showed Michonne rocking her old hairstyle and swinging her katana with emotional fury. Some people say that this is the same place the Oceansiders executed Arat, and it could be, but it's impossible to say for sure. Is Michonne executing the Oceansiders for Rick's revenge? Finally, all the communities seem to be doing worse since the time jump. The kingdom is falling apart. Alexandria has closed itself off to the outside world, and although the hilltop seems okay, it just doesn't seem to be thriving the way it was before the time jump. Part of this could be due to Michonne's leadership approach and the fact that Jesus is never around running the hilltop, but the question to ask here is, what happened that created such a divide between the communities that they would allow themselves to suffer and remain isolated instead of mending their burned bridges? The only impactful event that seems to have happened that we know about is Rick's death. So is all of this negativity fallout from his so-called death? It seems Carl and Rick's dreams of peace and harmony have been tossed aside. The Hilltop teens in the mid-season finale did mention Oceanside, and if something bad happened with that community, they probably wouldn't have spoken about them so freely.
Ride the lightning!
We think it's much more likely that someone new came along, possibly even a whole new group of people, and they hurt the survivors bad and nearly broke them.
This is your way of life now. The more you fight back, the harder it will be.
Our one big piece of info that we found out from YouTube user Christian KH is that there may be a surprising character returning that nobody's seen coming. The actor who played Dwayne, Morgan's son in Season 1, long presumed dead, is listed on IMDb as appearing in the Season 9 finale.
Carl, I found you.
What could this possibly mean? Sometimes actors on the show have been erroneously put in the IMDb, so it's not ironclad proof of a major plot twist, but we think something real could be there. A scene with Dwayne wouldn't be a flashback because nobody left on the series has met Dwayne. So what does Dwayne have to do with the survivors? Could he be part of the group that hurt the community during the time jump?
People wearing dead people's faces!
Could Dwayne be a villain? That would be such a surprising twist, and with a dad that's prone to murdering and really good at it, it's not that far-fetched. The other possibility is that Dwayne is somehow back, and since The Walking Dead has now time-jumped past Fear the Walking Dead, Morgan could be brought back from the sister series. There are a lot more questions than answers, but we think Dwayne's return will be a significant moment in the season, if not the entire series. Now let's talk about the episode everyone else is talking about, the mid-season finale. Although nothing can top the shocker of Carl's bite last year, Season 9's 2018 send-off was epic in its own right, and the Whisperers in action set the tone for a much scarier show and apocalyptic world. The episode starts with opening minutes we've already seen where Jesus, Aaron, Daryl, and Dog are tracking Rosita's trail and looking for Eugene. They don't even know that they're looking at Whisperers, but they'll find out soon enough. After the intro sequence, we see kids playing in Alexandria as the shot tilts down to reveal Negan's cell. Why are all these kids allowed anywhere near Negan? Serious parenting fails here. The apocalypse is no excuse. Father Gabriel is trying to save Negan's soul, and we get some real insight to where Negan's head is at. Negan manages to eventually get under Gabe's skin, and in a distraught moment, Gabe leaves Negan's cell unlocked. Next, we see Michonne along with Magna and her group approach the Hilltop gates, which we've seen in the sneak peeks. But what we missed in that scene was the reaction by Hilltoppers to the outsiders.
Riders are coming!
Can anyone say trust issues? Diane doesn't even say Michonne's name, and clearly Tara understands who's there. It gets even better as they approach each other. Not a single pleasantry.
Where's Jesus?
We're really dying to know what happened here. This chaos is what you should expect when Rick leaves the show. Tara tells Magna and her group they'll have to wait on Jesus is okay, which is never coming, and they'll have to earn their keep. We know from the new trailer that they start working together, so it seems like the Hilltop is Magna and her friend's new home. Here we get a cute moment with Carol and Connie as Carol signs her name to her, but then we're back in the mysterious drama as Michonne and Carol do a little catching up. Michonne cryptically explains the situation.
Hilltop is here, and Alexandria is there. And in between, there's a whole lot of broken world.
So clearly, Hilltop and Alexandria do have some big issues. Next, we get some awesome Daryl and Dog shots in the open field as they track Eugene. Diane decides to head back to the kingdom with Carol before she says her tearful goodbye to spoiled Henry. Henry's crushing on Enid, who's actually with Alden. Isn't that a little statutory? Henry later goes on to make friends with some other teenagers, get drunk, get stuck in a pit with a Walker corpse, then end up in jail. This kid really needs to get his act together as he's got Carl-sized shoes to fill. After a little more mystery talk between Sadiq and Michonne, Rosita wakes up and is super freaked out by who she believes to be talking walkers. She knows Eugene needs help, and ultimately she convinces Michonne to head out there and save the day. The search party finally finds Eugene, who is even more freaked out than Rosita as he's been hiding in a box listening to zombies whisper. The rescue party is alerted to a smart herd coming to get them by Dog, and they hightail it out of there. As these guys are trying to save Eugene, Negan figures out his cell isn't locked, and we see the psychopath take his chance for freedom. Back on Whisperer turf, Daryl and Dog's diversion plan proves to be unsuccessful as the Whisperers know how to control their herd. Everyone ends up in a foggy cemetery, which is cool looking, but come on. Who in their right mind would go into a foggy cemetery with zombies chasing them? Seriously, people. Jesus and Aaron demolish a ton of walkers until Michonne shows up to help Eugene get through the gate. Jesus hangs back to be the hero, but while everybody was kung fu fighting, he missed the wolf in sheep's clothing and got stabbed through the heart. Daryl and the others avenged his death, but the sheer surprise of seeing a character like Jesus eviscerated was intense.
What's up?
Got a list of people that want to talk to you.
I'm sure you do.
We get our first look at a Whisperer mask, and the episode ends with our survivors surrounded in that cemetery straight from a horror movie with whispers coming at them from every angle. We wanted to end our video on a positive note, as the trailer for the 2019 half of the season would reassure us that there were no more survivor casualties, at least in the cemetery fight, as we saw everyone get back to Hilltop alive, including Dog, who actually now has a petition on his behalf pleading with the writers to never kill his character for the entirety of the series. The link for the petition is in our video description below if you want to sign. Thanks so much for watching our videos, everyone. As always, we're on the lookout for new information to help solve all the mysteries this show has presented to us this season. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Follow us on Instagram at Binge Rampage, turn on the notifications button for our channel so you can see our next video as soon as it comes out, and don't forget to subscribe.